Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back. It's me, Mombles, your everyday gamer mom. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get started and see if we can finish this tonight. Well, today. It's not nighttime. It feels like nighttime. See if we can finish it today and figure out what this source is. Are we a science experiment? Are we in a? Are we the? I don't know. I don't know. The game is so good. The story is so good. So let's figure out what happens. So last time we found out that there's this basement under the phone booth where Mr. Nuncreed it comes out of one of the tubes, and he's like, "You need to run away. Your Gran's gonna destroy everything, and we're all gonna die." Basically, is what he said. So we're following him along, seeing where he goes with Rolo and Beck and Luka. So let's go.
The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rolo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Oh, so that's where that tube goes. We also learned yesterday that the town was like duplicated. That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got in. Wait, it doesn't look like it got on any of us. Did he vomit or did he pee his pants? Which one is it? I didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only way to find out, I suppose. Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. So this is like, if we think about the duplicated area, this is where his house was, and you can actually see they lifted his house and moved it. So they said if they could move it, they would. If they couldn't, then it was rebuilt. See if we can throw stuff at it again. Nope. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncreed's getting away. So we're also on another branch. So this branch, where are we? We're on this branch, I think. This branch is where we were with Iggy, and that's where we learned that this area is the duplicated area. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this doesn't look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rolo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. Oh. Good afternoon. Hey, hi, how you doing? You should play this game. If you have Game Pass or you get it on your Switch or on Steam, you would love this game. It is amazing. It's very much a pick your own adventure, but not really pick your own adventure because you still have to go through everything to get the things that you need to find out the story. The story's so good. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pine citizens of their choosing. You never really had me. but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. How's school going? How's your sister?
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luka recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran, what's happening? Luka, you and your friends need to leave right this
Mr.
moment.
Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luka. This is between me and
Rolo and
Juniper.
Beck held steadfast in awe. Luka approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luka, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
They
true.
both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. And that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
How are you? I'm doing good. I'm a little hungry. I didn't eat breakfast.
Luka's mind
I'm realizing that now. All I had was coffee. Probably should have grabbed something before I sat down. But we're doing good. It's starting to get chilly. Starting to pull out all the sweaters and the beanies and all the blankets. But otherwise, we're doing good. How about yourself?
The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to. Okay, this is where we get to choose a word. You can either weep or hum. Hello. Hi, Tabor. Good morning. Breakfast is the most important meal. Ooh, sweaters and comfy wear. It is. It's true. Comfy wear is where it's at, right? I feel like I didn't really put anything away. Ah, dude. You serious? Mom balls. Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. Even though Twitch takes like half of it, but I appreciate it. I'm exhausted. I'm moving on Monday, so this week has been stressful. Moving? Are you moving? You weren't on campus, right? Like you weren't in university housing. Are you moving closer, further, closer to a job? With your sister, away from your sister? What's happening? And yes, breakfast is the most important meal, but yeah, I just forget to eat. Yeah, dumb Twitch trying to go 50-50. Yeah, it's frustrating. But you know what? It's okay. I guess it's not. I don't know. I don't know where I sit. I'm annoyed with Twitch and I'm not. So I gotta do what I gotta do, right? Moving to a bigger apartment closer to my sister. Will be neighbors. That's fun. That's exciting. The moving part, not so much. Just get rid of anything you don't need. And then keep the stuff that you really want. You cat, what the heck was that sound? You just made that sound like you threw up. Keep the things you need. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Use this as a time to purge. That's how I see moving. Okay, we gotta choose. Let's do weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luka whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luka for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This is a blah, 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 words. Yeah, I've gotten rid of several things. That's good. This'll all make sense soon, Luka. Then everything can go back to normal. I
She
promise.
stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
We're gonna all freeze to death.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing
Before
to.
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Wait, Gran? Yeah, Gran, it's you. You did this. You froze us all. I blame
Gran
you.
only had time to spin around and run to Luka. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror.
So here's the thing. We don't know if Gran is really our grandma because one of the other characters said something. It made the illusion that Gran died and is in a town over. Unless she faked her death. Maybe that's what happened? We could tell when the rusty gears start turning. They don't turn, they grind. 250 plus tax. That's what she said.
Her warm embrace.
That's what she said.
froze in an
She gave me a
instant.
date too. And I remember going, I need it to be anytime between 10 and 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure it's at 10:30. I don't even remember what time it was supposed to be for. I'm not a good human being. I'm a good human being. I'm just not a good adult.
That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene.
No, it
In a
doesn't. It
town
does not end
brought
here.
low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
So we gotta do this one again, but with hum. We're probably gonna find a word here that will let us continue this branch up. And there's no other words down.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luka had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luka had of his mother.
So his mom's missing too, so
Shivering
we
in the
still
raw
don't know
snow,
where his mom
he began
is.
to hum it out loud.
Hear a hum.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart, those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luka was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Cat's crazy. Can I move? I can't do anything.
Luka lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
Is Gran our mother? She's just really old? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luka blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Why is she so old, though? Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luka
No,
sprinted
you
as
don't.
fast as he could toward his mother.
No, you don't.
Hello there.
You don't get to go back there. You get to sit here and be in suspense with me.
They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Be in suspense, meow meow. Your big fat cat butt. I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my
Eleanor
son.
looked down at Luka, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Oh. How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you have pieced it together by now. You were exposed? No, you don't. Stop trying to go behind my computer. I'm trying to play video games and figure out what the source is. Are you the source? Are you the source? You're the source, aren't you? Look at this. He's the source, right? Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luka. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up. I thought that getting answers would help us move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luka. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with
For
fire.
the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now. There's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard
Luka
truth.
gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins. Yeah, they're just a jar full of
Chapter 9.
cat treats. I just keep it in here to satisfy his hunger for chaos.
The devil you